Okay, I have sped this up super speed, okay, because I wanted to leave it all in. I had this particular day, I'll be truthful with you, I was having a bit of a flat day because a very, very dear friend of mine that I went to school with, it was the anniversary of his passing. So I wanted to just get back to basics and just get sort of very arty rather than lots of technique. So that's what I decided to do. Now, I've left the whole process in because I got to the end of it and it was a couple of days later and I was looking at it and I'm thinking, you know what, maybe people would actually be interested in seeing how this all came together. Now, I'm using my Distress Watercolour Pencils. I have to be honest, I've now got the full set. I absolutely love them. I love the Distress colour range. That is the one thing that sucks me in with any collection of, whether it's paper, glitter, stars, mixed media, whether it is watercolour pencils. You pick your poison. Whatever the colour option is, or whatever the cardstock option is, or whatever, I have got the worst case of I've got to get the whole lot. I've got to have the full set. I have that problem, and that is why I waited until I actually had a color range that I knew would serve my palette the best. So I decided ages and ages ago, and you can see here by the purple, you can see I'm using a stack of different colors, but they all work together and they're just, I know this is a little bit, I don't know if this is blurry for you. I'm hoping it's not, because I wanted to leave all of the color in, so that you could see how I did it. I'm using a couple of different techniques. One, I'm using the pencil directly to the cardstock. I'm also, what else am I doing? You can see I'm using the paintbrush directly to the pencil, and I'm adding water to my palette off to the side there, and I'm putting a bit of color into there so I can use it as a paint. These watercolor pencils are so versatile. I know they're not everybody's cup of tea. I also realize that they may not be in your price bracket either. And I'll be honest with you, money's tight, very tight for everyone at the moment. And it really was basically what I decided to do was, when I knew these were coming out, that was my purchase. So that's this month's purchase. There is no extra papers, no extra anything. That is this month's purchase. I give myself about $150 a month to be able to put back into my supplies. I've had a few people ask about that as well. So that's what I try and work on. Now, usually for the last 12 months, YouTube has more than, like, it's covered that $100 a month, right? I don't mind talking about it because I have people ask me all the time, do you get paid good money? Like, you put 6 videos out a week, like, that's insane. How can you afford to do that? All the questions. And I'll be honest with you, I've got a really good stockpile behind me. I also have some amazing subscribers that have jumped on board and they support me where they can. I have had a heap of things sent to me last month, which has allowed me to buy the Distress Watercolour Pencils, because Sonia sent me a heap of stamps and stencils and just so much stuff. It was crazy amazing. So I basically, YouTube, if I get my views up enough, I'm able to, it basically gives me about $100 a month. Like, that's about it. So it's not that I and I want to be transparent with that, like, so you guys understand. This month I have not made the $100, so this month I get no money from YouTube. It rolls over to the following month, and this is not a secret. This is, everyone is able to access this kind of information. It's just people don't put it out there because, you know, who wants to talk about their money? Who wants to talk about financials? Like, that's pretty boring. But I want you guys to understand what comes back to me and what doesn't. So, sorry, I needed a drink. So you guys understand. So the reason why I partially monetized the year before, so back in 2022, Christmas 2022, I partially monetized my channel, and that allowed me for the year of 2023 to receive, I pretty much received $100 a month for the entire year, which is massive for me. Like, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're doing this purely to replenish your supplies and build your supplies, that's amazing. So that was fantastic. Now, I want to explain, and this is why I've left all this in the background, so I had time to explain this to you guys. And the end product looks really cool, so stick around for that. The other thing I want to bring to your attention is, you may have noticed during, and I did put it out there, that in December that I was fully monetizing my channel. So I was going to optimize the most amount of money I could possibly make from YouTube, because that to me makes the most sense. That way you guys aren't paying for memberships, you're not paying for premiums, you're not paying for any of that. The money that I make is purely from you guys watching, either watching through the ads or watching to the end of the video, liking, all that sort of stuff, commenting on the videos. That all helps gauge interaction, etc., which eventually can actually turn into money for me. So no, I'm not making millions. I have zero intentions of making millions. This is me sharing what I do and what I love, and hopefully you like it and love it as well. So yeah, so I wanted to put that out there because it was something that I pride myself on, is 100% transparency when it comes to anything on my channel. I will tell you where I've got inspiration from, if it's another YouTuber, if it's on Pinterest, if it's on wherever I've got my inspiration from. It could be, and it has been, you know, cracks in the ground. It could be anything, honestly. So this particular layout is an Easter layout, and I wanted to do some drippies, some chocolate dripping. So this brown I'm going over with at the moment is the new Scorched Timber. In case you're curious how much darker it is to ground espresso, that's how much darker it is. But it doesn't go yellow when you wet it. It goes grey black. So it really has that dark hue about it rather than the bright yellow. You can see at the top, that top drip, that one has the yellow tint to it. So I used Vintage Photo on these drips. That was my base color, and Vintage Photo goes yellow when you wet it, so when it wicks out it has a yellow base to it. So but Scorched Timber does not. It goes more grey black, that direction. So for me, I love that. Absolutely love it. I will be honest with you, this is up there with Uncharted Mariner and Lumberjack Plaid. It's up there with my top 5, to be honest with you. And yeah, so what else was I going to say to you guys? I've got my Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. Now, what Buy Me a Coffee does is you can buy me a coffee and it costs you $5 Australian, right? So for $5, I then get that money directly to me. They do take a small piece out of it. I think I end up, for every $5 donation, I think I end up with $4 I think it's about $4.40, something like that. Don't quote me on that number because I haven't seen that number for a little bit, but I think it's about $4.40 per coffee that you buy. So, and that money just goes, again, I actually keep that money in a separate account and along with my YouTube money, and that money is, I let it build up a little bit and then I'll buy something large with it. It might be, I know last time I bought some paper rose. Actually, last month I went to my local scrapbooking shop and I bought a stack of new papers, a new stamp. I bought a few new things last month, and that money, I added my buy me a coffee money in with my YouTube money. So that's what I did with it last month. I want to let you guys know this because I want you to understand when you support me, I'm genuinely putting it back into the channel and putting it back into supplies to show you guys. Now, as you can see, I am colouring in. I decided, I've had a few people ask me to do some simpler things. So remember years ago when you were younger and we used to do bubble writing? That's what I did with this title, and it was so cute. It's crazy. I haven't done it for so long, and why can't we be whimsy like that on our layouts? Why not? It doesn't always have to be perfectly cut out with a Cricut, am I right? So I'm just about done. I have done a little bit of stenciling in the background with the darkroom door mesh stencil. I've done a little bit of Zentangling over the purple at the bottom just to add more interest, so it's busy at the top, busy at the bottom. And the colors that I'm working with are completely 100%, they came from the foil on the Easter eggs. That's where I come up with the color combo from. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to me ramble. I want to keep everything as transparent as I can for you guys, and I think that's really important with making sure that not only am I being transparent and honest with you, but it's good to know what happens in the background, because I'm always curious. You know, you look at people that get 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 views and it's like, wow, they must be rolling in money, but it doesn't always translate like that. So yeah, so I have dropped my full monetization. I've dropped it back to partial because what I had actually found was I wasn't getting the views. As soon as you hit an ad, everyone was dropping off. So I've canned that and I've gone back to partial monetization, and I hope everyone is happier with that. And that is me done. So as I said, buy me a coffee is in the link below. My Facebook and Instagram, that's where you can communicate with me directly if you want me to answer you pretty quickly. YouTube I check in the morning and again at night. So if you're after me and you want to get my attention during the day, jump over to the Facebook group, and that way you can message me, and that way I will get your message more in real time. Thank you so much for watching, and there it all is up close and personal. Do you like Zentangles? I actually find them very relaxing. I don't know if these are exactly what you call Zentangles, but you know, that kind of thing, that repetitive pattern. I love doing that sort of thing. And you know, having the 3D chocolatey drippy thing, that's fun. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll chat to you later. Bye for now.